I enjoy these other art forms like music that say something about what's going on in the world. How can I figure out how to do that with visual art? Exploration is what leads to an understanding of the multitude of possibilities. We have one Earth to live on, and it's for us now and for future generations. So, that was the inspiration.
Hello, friends. Tomas J. Stanton here, your loyal host of the Mesa Arts Center podcast. First and foremost, I would like to thank you for your continued support of extending the conversations of all the amazing and magical things that happen here at the Mesa Arts Center. So I'm inviting you to Season 3 of the Mesa Arts Center podcast, where the magic on our stages, classrooms, and museums meet the power of conversation. From world-class performances to transformative workshops, this season, we're diving deeper into the voices and stories behind the artists, educators, and creatives who bring the Mesa Arts Center to life. This podcast is kind of like your backstage pass to the incredible experiences happening right here. So let's keep the magic going, on and off the stage. And to kick off Season 3, we invite you to enjoy this brief but powerful interview with the world-famous and iconic Shepard Fairey. Thanks again for your support, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, so hello, my name is Tomas Stanton. I work with the Mesa Arts Center, and we are here with the legendary Shepard Fairey. How are you doing today?
I'm good. It's cooler today.
It is cooler today. It is April in Arizona, and that could be 110 degrees, or it could be a nice breezy 90 like it is today. So thank you for taking time. I just want to ask you a little bit about this beautiful mural project that you're working on here at the Mesa Arts Center. What was the inspiration behind this mural project?
Well, it's utilizing a lot of the themes that I focus on in my work in general, but when I heard that Mesa has a climate action plan, I decided to make it a lot about the environment because, hey, we have one Earth to live on, and it's for us now and for future generations. So, that was the inspiration. But I think, the concept of justice is always a part of my work, and people don't necessarily see the intertwined, interconnected nature of justice, but when you look at how we treat each other, how we treat the planet, how we treat people who are vulnerable, how we treat people who don't look like us, pray like us, are the same sex that we are, all those things are things that I think we need to take into consideration, and especially that idea of how everything is interdependent when it comes to the planet itself. I think that drives that home to strive for harmony, justice.
Yeah, no, and that's why I refer to you as the iconic and legendary Shepard Fairey, because you've been doing work like this for decades upon decades. And where did that spark and that passion for justice come from?
I think it came from a few places. One is growing up in Charleston, South Carolina, where there's a lot of racial inequality. Historically, they started the Civil War there, and looking at some of that when I was a kid that felt unfair, and then also I got into punk rock and skateboarding when I was a teenager, which led me into reggae and hip hop as well, and they were all music genres that had a lot of social commentary in them. So I really thought about, okay, if I enjoy making art and I enjoy these other art forms like music that say something about what's going on in the world, how can I figure out how to do that with visual art?
Yeah, and I think that's so beautiful. It's, as an artist and a connoisseur of the arts, I feel like we are always the ones leading the charge for these conversations, and so thank goodness that we have opportunities like this. And so this is a question that I think is very interesting to me is when you were a 12-year-old young aspiring artist, could you ever imagine that you would be in the places that you're in today?
No, I couldn't. I think that everything is gradual steps of evolution. And when I was 12, I loved to draw and paint, but being from South Carolina, my dad told me the ultimate success would be to paint the state duck stamp. And you know, I thought that sounded cool, but you know, later on, other paths revealed themselves.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And so, yeah, you know, I think what's important for everyone to understand is that exploration is what leads to an understanding of the multitude of possibilities. And I was lucky that my parents were always into traveling. They were always into having me take art classes and be around people that weren't who I was always around every day at school normally. So, you know, just keeping your eyes, you know, open and your mind open, and you know, and looking beyond just the, you know, the smallness of what you think maybe you've been confined to, because there's always something else out there.
Thank you. That's actually very inspiring. So I have 3 kids. My youngest is 8, and that's one of the things that I try to do with him is also just continue to explore, continue to be curious, because that is where all of the great expressions come from. So in regards to this particular mural, we're in day 3 of this mural, and there's so many beautiful elements. It's a massive mural. Do you have a favorite part of the mural so far?
That's a funny question, because whenever I paint murals or paintings or anything, there's you know, sometimes there's a focal point, but the focal point doesn't sing unless all the other elements are in balance. So I don't like to show favoritism, but I do think that this bird, the red tanager here, which sits right in front of a bell and sort of blends in, but you know, the bell, it's ringing the alarm for population decline in a lot of bird species, which is a real indicator that you know, pollution and climate change are affecting a lot of species. So the red tanager it was an extremely common bird. It's still somewhat common, but its population is declining. But I think anybody that looks at this bird will feel you know, a connection to it as a cute creature you wouldn't want to disappear from this earth.
Yeah, and I think that's a beautiful sentiment, and I just want to say thank you so much for everything that you've done in the world, right? But definitely for the city of Mesa. Like, as a resident of Mesa and as someone who works for the Art Center, it's these things that inspire me to continue to keep pushing. So thank you so much for everything that you do.
Thanks so much.
All right, man. Enjoy the rest of your trip.
I will, I'm sure.
All right, thank you.